Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So if you don't know me, my name is Janae, and today we are going to be doing an in-depth install featuring Karlami hair. So they sent over this beautiful brown 13 by 4 wig, and so I'm going to teach you guys how I install my wigs. Alright, so right here we're just getting any flyaways, any baby hairs, anything that's going to get in the way of my install out of the way. We want to make sure everything is slicked back so that way we get a clean, nice install. Also, I'm going to let you know this hair does shed. Here's just some of the hair that I got just from brushing it right there. So just to give you a heads up, if you're looking about this wig, it does shed. But it has a lot of hair, which is kind of crazy. It's like, I don't know. Alright, and then I just make sure that I line up the wig properly so that way when I do cut the ear tabs off, that I'm not cutting off too much and I'm not cutting off too little. Even if you do cut off too little, you can always cut off more. So just start small and then work your way up. And here I'm just adjusting it to my head, making sure it's the right size, and getting some more hair out the way. And then here I'm just wiping the chicken grease off of my mouth. I kept seeing it and it was getting on my nerves, so that had to go. Alright, and now always clean your skin. We want to make sure we get off as much oils as we can because oil and glue does not mix. I use baby wipes. I use the sensitive, I believe it's Pampers wipes. Those are awesome. You can use alcohol if you want. I prefer not to use alcohol simply because it does damage the skin. So I try to stay away from alcohol as much as possible. Alright, also when using the glue, thin layers are the quickest way to get it to dry clear. Always want to make sure the glue is clear before you put down the lace, because then it can be kind of messy. Also, do not be like me. When you put the when you're brushing the glue, always brush forward, not backwards. Because if you brush backwards, it can get in your hair. It can pull your hair out. You want to avoid that as much as possible. So I always try to brush it forward. And then when it comes to layers, for about, just a week install, I'll do 2 layers on the top and then 3 layers on the side, simply because I always have problems with my ear tabs, so I always just do 1 more layer. So I do 2 on the top, 3 on the side. Also, I try to clean my comb as much as possible just for sanitary reasons. So I go on with the baby wipe. They work perfectly fine. As long as you don't have caked up glue on there from months ago, you will be able to get it off with some baby wipes. So just a heads up, that's what I use. Alright, and we're just putting the wig down. I try to put my wig, line up the hair just an eensy-weensy bit behind the glue, just to make sure that it gets all the lace tacked down, so you don't have to cut off that much hair on the hairline. I do have a bad habit of putting my ear tab, the hair on the ear tabs in my mouth. I feel like that's part of the reason why the wig was rippling towards the end, is simply because when you put it to your mouth, it's more so horizontal instead of putting it below your chin and it actually pulling the wig further down. So I would recommend not putting it in your mouth, but possibly if you have a rubber band, just tie the 2 hair pieces under your chin with a rubber band. I feel like that would be a lot better and help it from rippling. Alright, I feel like everybody knows how to use a hot comb, but just a few tips when using a hot comb. Try not to use as much wax, simply because it can weigh the hair down, it can make it look oily, it can make it look greasy, and then when it comes to styling it, it looks kind of bad. You don't have as much volume, so try not to use as much wax. Also, key to getting a really flat install is parting in sections. And then I typically do a C part simply because it kind of elongates the part. It doesn't make it look so short. You know, 13x4s nowadays is like they're scamming us to print us off for real. So we don't have as much party space. So I try to do a C curve because it makes it look a little longer. And yeah. Also, do not forget to get the tracks in the back. You got to cover those with the hair. I know we don't have that much frontal space, but the little bit that you do have, go ahead and cover them tracks up. Alright, and this frontal was like super dense, so I went ahead and plucked the part, Lord have mercy, I plucked the part a little bit because the wig was a little dense in the frontal area. It took me a while to even pluck this much, so I went ahead and just plucked a little more for the parting area just so we actually have a part. Alright, so when it comes to cutting the lace, typically use a razor. However, scissors will do the job as well. I try to cut it in like 4 sections and then cut the sections. I always do a zigzag motion. That way the lace isn't like blunt sharp, because then it makes it look even more like a wig. So try to do zigzag. Baby. Now when it comes to baby hairs, I'm a very basic kind of girl. I just do the 2 on the side and then 1 wherever the part is. I don't even do a full 4 baby hairs. I just do whatever's going to be showing. So take what I say with a grain of salt, because I'm not the queen of baby hair. I just do the real basic ones. So yeah. And then just going to go ahead and pluck it some more. Now I do have a tip. If you do baby hairs like me, always try to like cut in like a angle. Some people cut in an angle the opposite way that I do. I'll show you how I do it later. But I just like the way that I cut it, simply because the baby hairs in the front will always be shorter than the baby hairs in the back. It just looks better to me. So personally, no offense if you do it the other way, but that's just how I prefer to do it. Also, I have no clue what I would be doing without my little baby straightener, because it comes so in handy. And then when I do my baby hairs, first I go on with the even gel. No, not the even gel, the even edge control. And I put that on there. Sometimes I use a little bit of mousse if I need to. Like if the hair isn't cooperating, then I'll go on with a little mousse because it gives them a little more flexibility and movement. And then just swoop and C motions. C motions. You're probably gonna have to do it a million times until you get it right. But I mean, hey, that's just part of the game, you know. Also, I do apologize for some of these angles where I'm not even in the frame. I just had my music going, you know, I was just vibing. I totally forgot that y'all was there for a second, so I do apologize about that. And then like everything else, always cut longer. You can always cut off, but you cannot add it back on. So always, if you're not sure, just go longer and then cut as you need. And then once I'm done, I always go in with my spreads. It just helps the lace notes a little better. I do want to try the even spreads, like their spray that they just came out with. I need to get it. I've seen it work so well. So I'm gonna definitely come out with a review for y'all, let y'all know how I think. Alright, so when it comes to curls, I always detangle comb it out. That way they come out smooth. Use a brush if you have to, like I do sometimes. Then I'm going to go in with some heat protectant. I use the Fantasia one in the red bottle. It works pretty good for me. So, hey, the Behind the Zone one is good too. But go ahead and with your curler, you can wrap it around if that's how you do it. I went to cosmetology school, so I do it the cosmetology way. So I just flick of the wrist kind of thing. And then try not to drop your curl. Try to pin it up while it's hot. That way it holds the curl a lot better. Sometimes it gets too hot. Sometimes the curler messes up. But try not to drop it if you can. And then just repeat the process. And listen, by the time I was done, I was tired, okay? I went in with my Sebastian spray, sprayed it a little bit, and then put it in my bonnet. But child, and I tell you, trying to film a video, do your hair, and handle a toddler, Lord have mercy. That's why she go to daycare, and that's why I film why she at daycare, because never again. Like, I wish y'all could see the clips where I be chasing after her, picking up toys, give her snacks, open her juice, all of that, like. But I typically turn the camera off and then, like, delete the film, but next time, if she's at home, I'm gonna definitely show y'all what I gotta go through. And then she tries to check out her mom, so, like, all my makeup brushes, she steals, my makeup, she steals, hair stuff, she tries to curl her own hair, she tries to brush her hair, she's into everything, but I wouldn't trade her for the world. That's my little mini me. Also, when like combing and brushing out your curls, you can use a wide tooth comb, but I just prefer a paddle brush just because it gives it a little more wavy effect, and I really like that, like a body wave, beach wave kind of thing. So, and I tried to do some layers in the front, but it wasn't working out, so I just did a behind the ear moment. Super cute. I actually really liked it better. But yeah, so here's the final product. I hope you guys enjoy. So thanks for watching my video. I hope you guys enjoyed. See y'all next week. Bye.